All right, we should get to this really quickly. Let me see. Did y'all see the interview with Rick Ross speaking about Drake? So Rick Ross did an interview. I think it was like Grime Daily. And in the interview, he spoke to a interviewer about what he feels about Drake and what he think Drake has to do coming up next. Here's a clip. Check this out.
And obviously, as a Rick Ross fan and many Rick Ross fans out there, one thing that we've majorly enjoyed are your collaborations with Drake. Obviously, the last couple of years haven't been the best in terms of your relationship, but it seems as though it didn't seem that deep for you, because I feel like you're a rapper's type of rapper. Like, is there any hope in the future for any future collaborations?
Homie got a lot of issues he got to address. I'm going to leave it right there.
Nah, for sure.
Is it any potential of him being a real nigga? He got to decide that. You understand? But he got shit he got to deal with and address. And, you know, hopefully it's a lot of niggas that was watching and learn from it. It was unfortunate for him, but for the next generation of people that's of artists like myself that studied the game, watched the game, and I watch greats fall out, have differences or whatever it was. Okay, I see what come with it. I see what go with it. And shit, that's what it is.
Yeah, one thing that went viral was you playing or performing one of the songs, and you commented or something. Is that because you're still proud of the music that you still made regardless of what has gone on?
Right. I'm a real nigga, so and being a real nigga, you never change your past. The music I've created in the past, I could never change. I enjoyed it and I'ma still enjoy it. Can't no lame nigga, nobody having differences make me not enjoy something that I've, was a part of. So that's that. I control what goes on from here on. That's what the boss decides. The shit in the past, that I'ma just enjoy that. And I let my fans enjoy that. And the sad part about it is when I play those records, everybody just be standing and they don't sing his part no more. They like, we not going, and I be like, no, y'all could sing it. Sing the little man part, man. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's when I hit my joint. I like him to sing his part because that's when I can hit my joint and sip my Luke Belair.
Yeah. Love Ross. This is really confusing to me, though. I would have asked some different questions. And if I sat with Ross, I think the question, first and foremost, I would ask is, because of this beef, has it gotten too personal? I think it has gotten too personal, chat. I felt like when we were watching those videos or these DM exchanges, Rick Ross, DM, Drake, and they were arguing with each other, I felt like there was no coming back from that. I felt there was no coming back from that. Ross saying it's time to upgrade the 78 jumbo jet, Drake. Okay. Then Drake put on his story. He says, look how I talked to this turkey. You should have just asked for another feature. Says, imagine you having $88 million to spend on a crib. Your shits be like steel you got them from a police auction. Your Star Island house on a sliver of cheesecake. Your 40,000 square feet. My crib. He said, what? Your lot is 40,000 square feet. My crib is 40,000 square feet, Leonard. And you put a wrap on your timeshare jet. And that shit's coming off when the other people's turn to fly. You're a Brett Berish worker. How many cases you got to move before you get a check finally? Shit probably took a lifetime to see some real bread. You're Brett's son. You not Rose anymore. Drake also put up, he said, Rick, you sandwich in, which is on brand, because the vacant land is not yours. This shit, the Miami starter pack, you living in a content creator crib. Wow. Yeah, I felt it got really personal. You saw Rick Ross calling Drake a lot of names. It's like he kept making fun of his nose. He was saying some stuff. I feel like it got really personal. So I think first and foremost, I would ask Rick Ross. I would probably ask him, is there any coming back from that? Right?
Oh, it's such a beautiful day. Me waking up from a nap, I just realized BBL Drizzy called his mommy on me. He shared their text messages between each other. Cupcake Drake, tell your mama you stayed out past your curfew, white boy. You wanted to hang at the park with the niggas, smoke weed with the niggas while we washed our old school Chevys. White boy, you got a Chevy, white boy? I doubt it. But anyway, big nose. Big nose.
So what's up?
Boy, you had 25% body fat with a carved out 6-piece. Stop. We know what time it is. That shit costs 40 bands. Stop.
Yo, why is Rick Ross like that?
But tell your mama, well, in Miami, we say old girl. Tell your old girl she a beautiful lady. I told you that before, and I meant that. But you tell your mama, white boy, you stayed out at the park too late. And you can't call her when you get in this shit. This shit too deep to call your mama, white boy.
Yeah, a lot of things happen, chat. By the way, chat, if you're still here rocking with me, come on over to Kick, man. Come on over to Kick. If it's acting up on YouTube, come on over to Kick. So yeah, and then we seen what happened. No, yo, Rick Ross is going off a lot. Look.
Ain't nothing wrong with talking shit, but Drake, you gotta keep it at one line. That shit you doing gotta take 20 minutes. One line, or don't DM me no more. Yo, Drizzy, I got a question. I saw you posted you got more money than Ricky Rose. And let's assume you did. Well, your best friend, Birdman, his house went into foreclosure 5 years ago. You done watched that man struggle them 5 years and ain't get that man a mansion? Because if you got more money than Rose, what's another 50 million, white boy? White boy, it's one for 40 on Indian Creek. It's one for 50 on Star Island. You got 48 hours, white boy. If you got Ricky Rose money, ain't none of my niggas winning foreclosure. Come on, white boy. I'm finna bust a bottle. White boy, don't do stunner like that. Come on, man. What happened to that? 48 hours. The countdown has begun. White boy, BBL Drizzy, I got a question. I saw you posted you got more money than Ricky Rose. And I ain't hating, but be safe, man. If something was to happen to you and I couldn't tell you this, be safe. And anybody getting on it, be safe, man. Where you
Oh, this when he was clowning Drake's jet.
Man, that old God.
By the way, this definitely also went into territory of rich nigga flexing.
Great. Hey, no, this shit is really funny because I'm going to tell y'all, it's like battling against nerds. It's like sitting in a class and you watching all the nerds put together their best science project to present to the class. Man, y'all can have that shit. I ain't with that shit. Your nose fake, your stomach fake. You don't write raps. Your biggest homies in foreclosure. Come on, man.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I don't think they could come back from this.
Go buy all that's living with each other a big mansion and put the BBL Drizzy logo on the gates. Man, man, come on, man. Do that shit, man, and y'all need to pray for Drake and tell him, park that old-ass plane. It's a 1978. The cargo jet, people gave it to him free for promo. And I ain't hating, but be safe, man. If something was to happen to you and I couldn't tell you this, be safe. And anybody getting on it, be safe, man. Wear your seat belts and make sure the oxygen thing's in there, because that shit was just for luggage. It wasn't for human beings. Guess what? This is a perfect opportunity for y'all to see the type of white boy he is. Soon as that pressure on white boy, he gonna go post stunner in that $20 jogging suit. No, the man needs some paper. And make him say, I got your back. He don't want to say that to that mark. He ain't got that mark back. That mark ain't fed him none. But since you done watched him struggle and gave him, show the world you go buy him, post him when you go buy him $40 million mansion, white boy. Huh? Soon as Rose on your ass and you call your mama, then I'ma post Birdman and kiss him. That trouble. Ooh, I gotta go stand next to.
Nah, this was bad.
I know y'all be doing that drip check, but today we having that crib check. We having that crib check. You know, I show your shoes, your jeans, your this, yeah, all that shit. Show us how you add 9,000 square feet to something. Show us. Hey, this a crib check. And for the record, the lot next door still available. White boy, I know your man will love that. You got paper. There ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying? Get the lot, 37 million, spend another 30. It's only 67. Interior, spend another 5. Something like that. So it's gonna be beautiful. It's all this gonna be a Japanese court.
Okay.
Overcome it all by yourself. You don't even need a team. You could.
Okay, so kind of getting back to this is that I think their beef got a little bit too personal. I mean, I want to say that Drake is forgiven. I don't know how he's going to be in these situations after all the back and forth, and I feel like this is probably the most Drake has seen the industry come for him. I don't know if he's going to bounce back and forgive all these guys, but you never know. You know, they're saying that, oh, maybe he would have forgave Future, but like, Future did do the album. You never know. But I do think the thing with him and Rick Ross, I thought it got mad personal. Here's my thing with Rick Ross and Drake, though. I still don't know where it emanated from. At first, we were told, oh, it's because he didn't clear, and that was the excuse. Ross says he didn't clear. Rick Ross says French Montana Drake. He said Drake didn't want to clear this song, right? Let's see. Where's that one interview where he did? And he basically said, oh, here we go. He said Drake didn't want to clear it.
Strongest talent is writing. That is my...
I'm like, what the f?
Actually, as the original version had been leaked and originally delayed from being on French's album.
Okay, here we go.
Here. But the reason this song is important is Metro Boomin apparently produced the beat for this song. So it makes sense that Drake would not want this song released because he doesn't want to help Metro at all with their beef going on, even if it comes at the expense of his friend French Montana getting a feature. Because let's be real, a Drake song is going to make a lot of money and that's going to go right in Metro's pocket. But even though this makes sense, it might not be the actual reason. It seems that Drake was originally on the song Splash Brothers that appeared on Mac and Cheese 5. As the original version had been leaked and originally delayed from being on French's album, They Got Amnesia in 2021. And on Drake's verse that got leaked, he takes serious shots at what seems like Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. On MMG, I'll F a rapper's wife. She ain't even my type, but I'll make the sacrifice. Now looking at the first line, Drake is pretty straightforward, and yeah, that could be about anyone. But where Ye and Kim come in is when he says this. People know the real, secrets left in hidden hills. Bought the whole street up and got it for a deal. In 2018, Kanye, Kim, and Drake were all neighbors in Los Angeles, literally living down the street from each other. And if you remember, it was speculated that Drake had relations with Kim Kardashian. Drake released the song In My Feelings off his album Scorpion in 2018, and after that, everything went crazy.
Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding?
I just found out who Kiki was. Kiki is your... That's why you're so mad.
Drake, you a cold cuz.
That's who Kiki is for real?
The fact that it's people making rumors or thinking that you f my wife and you're not saying nothing and you carrying it like that don't sit well with my spirit. So when you're like, oh, I don't know where it come from, you too smart for that, bro.
On the song Sicko Mode by Travis Scott featuring Drake that came out just a few months later, Drake may have also described directions to Kim's house. And keep in mind, Drake literally lived around the corner.
And I crept down the block, made a right, yeah, cut the lights, yeah, pay the price, yeah.
And Drake clearly confirms he was dissing Kanye at the end by saying checks over stripes.
Checks over stripes, yeah.
Referring to Drake being sponsored by Nike and Kanye
What does it got to do with
Adidas.
Ross?
In 2020 on DJ Khaled's song Grease, Drake talks about those hidden hills and someone's wife.
Rolls Royce, baby, in hidden hills. Y'all impress your wife and she get chill.
And Kanye, well, he had a lot to say about this.
You got bars that's like hidden hills, give your wife the chills. You doing all kind of, it's like you all that's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? So you could be sitting there like, did he not?
So looking back at this alleged verse that was apparently supposed to be on Mac and Cheese 5, when Drake is talking about a rapper's wife and secrets in hidden hills, it seems very possible.
Oh, on MMG, I'll fuck a rapper's wife. Niggas know the real secrets left in hidden hills. Oh, nah. Drake on bad time. Oh, word?
He's referring to Kanye and Kim. So for strictly argument's sake, if French Montana was trying to put this on his album and Drake didn't want it coming out, which is very understandable for numerous reasons, Drake would have had no choice other than to send a cease and desist to prevent it from happening. But crazy enough, French Montana was asked about Drake not being on his Mac and Cheese 5 album, and his answer might surprise you.
Yeah. So what happened with Drake on the album? Because I know you and Drake made a lot of music, you said. What happened on this project?
Yeah, we did, but we got the documentary coming out in June. And he executive produced it, so we're just going to push the record.
The documentary never came out, did it?
It's back to that.
Why didn't you put the Drake song on here? Because I saw people were saying, what happened to that?
Because we got a documentary coming out together, and I feel like it's a better look that we dropped, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
French Montana had nothing bad to say about Drake, and Drake has literally been helping him produce a documentary in which they will apparently have a collaboration on musically in 2024. So according to French,
that shit never came out, nigga.
They're in a great place. And this is French Montana, the person Rick Ross is allegedly defending, saying this. Could he be hiding the fact that he's mad at Drake? Possibly, but they're still supposedly working together on stuff. So even though this alleged cease and desist to French Montana is apparently the reason Rick Ross unfollowed and turned on Drake, does it actually seem like the real reason? To me, it doesn't. And I think the real reason could involve Rick Ross secretly having hate for Drake long before he turned on him. Or he's mad that Drake didn't give him and Meek Mill a feature on their album Too Good To Be True, which came out at the end of 2023 and seems like they were banking on.
Greatest of all time, Drake feature. And yes, Meek Mill and Rose, we f with the boy heavily. You might hear him on some of this new shit that's coming out very soon, you heard?
You better believe it.
And now, Rick Ross is using this alleged cease and desist as an excuse to go at Drake when it's convenient. Drake has given Rick Ross so many of his hits, so even if he didn't like him for some period of time, it made no sense for Rick Ross to start the beef, because—
Hey chat, everybody, get over the kick, cause I'm gonna watch a true crime joint right after this. We're gonna end the shit on some true crime shit after this, so just please get over the kick. If you still awake, get over the kick, all right?
1, you're gonna dry up musically pretty quickly. 2, starting beef with Drake isn't very smart, because the odds of winning a beef with Drake are 50-50 at best, and you're losing the biggest artist in the world as your friend. So it made no sense for Rick Ross to start beef with Drake, and that's why even a couple months before the beef went public, Rick Ross was still talking positively about Drake. But all of this changed in March of 2024. It's possible Rick Ross saw what was happening with Metro Boomin, Future, Kendrick, and
Well, the interesting part about him saying this, French did do another interview, and French pretty much, French Montana Drake, French basically kind of like, he's always like downplayed it though.